What is going on, Zinger Nation? Welcome back to another After Hours show. I'm your host, Ryan Rozbiani. Welcome back. It's been a wild week. We've got a lot to talk about. One of my favorite stocks of all time, Moon today did 34%. Afrm had amazing after hours after they reported earnings. I wanted to spend most of this episode Q&A stocks that you guys want to do. I don't have really too many stocks to touch on today, so I want to kind of make this a give back show to you. If you, any of your friends, any of your trading friends have any questions they want answered, they have a stock chart they want done, this is the episode for. We're going to spend most amount of time doing that. So without further ado, let's play the little intro video and well, let's get started. So hello, back again. I hope you like the intro video. The Benzinga guys worked very hard on that one. So we got to start off with one of my favorite stocks of all time. Like literally, this is one of my favorites. This was one that did me very well early on in January. I didn't have a chance to swing it again this time around, but my Patreon members were alerted to it around $6. Ran 37% today. Holy cow! Look at that massive candle. I'm seeing a few comments come in and saying Biden speaking on vaccinations. Tiny Pie Media, what's going on? Jeff, how are you? What's going on, buddy? Welcome back. Chairman Kim says Biden speaking on vaccinations. Sunday saying White House is WH is, I'm assuming White House is Biden. So we'll see. If anything comes across the board, we'll take a look at it. I know that there's a kind of a rumor going around, or like a leak or whatever you guys want to call it, saying that Biden said that all government employees have to, let me adjust the microphone a little bit so you guys can hear me better. All government employees have to get the COVID vaccines now. They can no longer do testing. I don't want to get political on the show. This is not the point of this show. This isn't a politics show. We don't have one of those on Benzinga yet. So we will see. We will see how that plays out moving forward. But we'll definitely take a look at the vaccine stocks for sure. But we got to take a look at GEVO first. GEVO or GEVO. I like to call it GEVO because it's more fun. Back in the beginning of the year, one of the big members of the GEVO team went to the White House kind of team for clean energy, and I was like, GEVO is going to do well, and it did. So if we go to the daily chart, we go back to January. We can see here, if we go back to January, this is around at the time when we started doing the swing. It went from $6 all the way to $11.68. So we did very well there. It had some replayability there. We replayed it a few times. But unfortunately, for the rest of the year, it just was downhill and then a little bit uphill and then downhill. And then today, it looks like it popped. So we're going to take a look at the Benzinga platform to see why did GEVO pop. Because to be honest with you, I didn't take a look at it, so I don't know. GEVO shares trading higher after the company and Chevron announced in the letter of intent to jointly invest in building and operating one or more new facilities that would process the inedible corn to produce sustainable aviation fuel. So again, it's for this fuel that they're doing. So again, if you guys don't know GEVO works on these this kind of fuel tech where it's kind of clean energy. I can show you on their home page. It's actually very cool technology. I've looked into it a bit myself early in the year when I was doing my initial research. It's like this awesome fuel that you'll see it. But the thing about this is it's jet fuel a lot and race car fuel. From my understanding, it's not car fuel yet. So we'll have to see it. I know they have a contract with Delta. They were talking about back then doing contracts with more airlines. But again, as you guys know, airlines were having a bit of trouble in the beginning of the year. So obviously they didn't have money to flow elsewhere. So I think GEVO will be one of those companies that will be like a $10, $15 stock going into 2022, 2023. I wouldn't add it up here. It needs to cool off. Let this initial hype die down. Initial hype with this stock has happened before. As you can see, it runs up, but then it always cools down. This is a good stock to add around the 5s to low 5s. That's in my personal opinion. I wonder if they'll start using hemp. I don't see why not. I know they use corn right now, and I think they use animal byproduct, but I don't know if they use hemp. That would be interesting to see. But wouldn't it? I feel like it'd be such a waste of hemp. Hemp has so many like good uses that you can use it for. I use it for fuel. Just my personal opinion on that one. But GEVO, fantastic move. We got to talk about Afrm next. AFRM. Afrm Holdings had a bit of a mellow day. If you look at it like on a 15-minute chart or something like that, let me turn off all these indicators. You can kind of see how it looked. kind of in scale. Very flat day from 86 to 92 in anticipation of these earnings. And as you can see here, boom, it popped on good earnings. This is the thing. Affirmed missed on EPS. So if we take a look at it, Affirmed missed on EPS. If this is correct, it says missed on EPS, negative 48 versus negative 29, but they decimated on sales. And this is the big thing you always have to keep in mind with earnings. Guidance, 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 guidance. Where are we going? They issued a massive guidance jump, probably due to their deal with Amazon. If you look here, 240 to 250 versus 233, and FY22, they see 1.16 to 1.19 versus 1.17. Massive increase. So as you can see there, it's doing well. I answered that one already. Yeah, they should use it for everything. I think it's an awesome thing there. Jeff says that would be. I agree, Jeff. That would be interesting. Surf's up. We will definitely take a look at Palantir. I promise you. Today is for you guys. World Travel Magazine. What's going on? Wilson Gonzalez, the SEC investigate PFE. Must investigate PFE, Pfizer, and J&J stock for manipulation. Market makers are gathering share to short. We'll see, my friend. I don't know. I try not to get involved with a lot of these conspiracy theories / market manipulation stuff. To me, the markets are as complicated as is on their own. So I try not to include the external factors. I trade on technical analysis and catalysts. If I can see those, I'll take them. If I see momentum play that's moving, I'll take that momentum play. But if it's not there, I'm not going to touch it. Speaking of vaccine plays, let's take a look at all three. Let's start with Johnson & Johnson because you brought it up. Johnson & Johnson, not a great day for J&J. As you can see, J&J is not the most popular vaccine here in the States, at least because of all the negative press that J&J got. As you can see here, they lost the 50 MA, they lost the 9 EMA a while back, and it's kind of been tanking for lack of a better word, right? So as you can see here, not a very, very good week or hell, even good month for Johnson & Johnson. We can just loosely draw some Fibonacci levels here if this guy allows me to, but clearly we are in a downtrend now. We broke the 50% Fibonacci level. We are in a downtrend. Not great for Johnson & Johnson. Unfortunately, not looking good. Let's go to Moderna. mRNA, which they announced today. I believe, I want to double check. They announced that they've created like this cocktail vaccine that's both the flu shot and the COVID vaccine in one. I just want to double check. mRNA. By the way, folks, this is the Benzinga platform. If you guys want, you can get a 2-week free trial with my link at Ryan Stocks. I don't have the banner up, but let me put it up there. Ryan Stocks, you get 2 weeks for free. If you guys want to try it out, 100% for free. Check it out. Use my link in Ryan Stocks. You get 2 weeks for free. And if you like it, you can use Ryan R promo code to get 30% off for life. If you guys want, that's available to you. Just want to make it available. That's what I use for a lot of my news is the Benzinga platform. So I'm looking to find that exact headline, but I can't, so let's disregard it. If it's not here, I try to disregard it. I can give it a quick Google. Give me 1 second. Moderna, COVID, and flu shot. By the way, this is not political at all. I'm just reading headlines. Shares rise after, here we go, there it is. Shares rise after company reveals single shot vaccine booster for COVID and flu. Okay, so they've created this little cocktail. That's it is what it is. As you can see, what's funny is I wanted to add calls on yesterday. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to. I told my team about it. I said, hey, it's on the watch list. You guys want to take it? Take it. And some folks did. And as you can see here today, fantastic mover, 7.81%. Just to show you guys what the call was. It was a $500 call for today. At a certain point, it was up 200%. It is now only up 170%. So if they close it, they would be up 200%. Congratulations to those that played it. But Moderna, man, just does not slow down. Does not slow down. This was initially its addition to the S&P 500, cooled off a bit. Didn't really hurt it much. If we draw some loose fibs here, there we go. As you can see here, came right to the 50% bounce, kind of consolidated here and popped right back up. Now, will it go for the higher highs? I'm not sure, but today got a lot of volume coming in. One thing to keep in mind with this week and any other 4-day weeks that you have moving forward, please keep this in mind, is that you will have lower volume. If you take a look here, look at last week, you had 40 million, 58 million, 47 million. These last 4 days, 51 million, 56, 55. The volume is good, but it's not, it's a lot of selling pressure volume. So as you can see here, we're coming down to touch this 20 moving average on the S&P 500. The S&P 500 has been having a difficult week. And if you guys are familiar with the S&P 500 going into CPI, you have read and then you have a very red day, and then you recover. And then it's usually around the 18th of every month. And CPI next week is on the 14th. I will be doing a video. I'm recording a video right after this on my YouTube channel on CPI going into next month. It's a very critical month for CPI. So if you go to Ryan Stocks, my YouTube channel is in the first tile. If you click it, you can it'll give you a prompt to subscribe. You can subscribe. It will give you the ability. You'll see the video when it goes live there. We got a very important CPI month going into next month. A lot of people disregard this stuff. They're like, just tell me what stock is going to the moon. Well, and then they get screwed, and they're like, oh man, I wish I would have listened or watched that video. Because like last month when this happened, I predicted it. Go to my last CPI video that I did on YouTube for August. I said August CPI could crash SPY or something to that effect. Right here it is. With the silly, here it is. Almost got me canceled. Mara, GME, last month. Where are you? Here we go. August CPI markets crash, question mark, watch this. In this video, I predicted that SPY would come down to the 50 MA one more time and then begin its bounce up. And hey, lo and behold, it bounced on the bottom Bollinger Band. It didn't get all the way to the 50 MA. But hey, if you knew about this, you could have printed some very good tendies if you bought calls and they ran up literally. You could have even had like bi-weekly calls and they would have ran up and you would have done very great. Jeff, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Henry Ford made hemp-fueled and cellulose plastic prototype car. The panels composed of 70% cellulose fibers and had the impact strength of 10 times stronger than steel cars, and the car was run on full hemp. Yeah, if you remember the whole ethanol situation there, that's kind of what triggered the whole ban on alcohol. Was essentially that. Rockefeller was big into the oil industry, and he kind of lobbied for the kind of the whole prohibition movement. So it wasn't due to alcohol; it was due to the cars. It was literally the whole thing was around cars. FY, and you don't need a credit card for the 2-week free trial? I don't think so. I don't think you do. I have an account, so I don't know how that would work, but we can try it together. Let's take a look. I have never done this. Start your free trial. It's going to ask you for information, so I can't put this info in. But hey, try it. I know that you can cancel anytime, even if they ask you for credit card information. You can cancel anytime. You don't have to stay on the platform. You can cancel anytime. They're not going to charge you. It's not one of those shady style subscriptions. I can guarantee that. I know Benzinga platform can guarantee that. And if you do get charged and you cancel, you can always email them. They'll refund you. They're very good about this stuff. They're not a hungry for subscriber platform. They're very well supplied with subscribers. So I'm pretty sure they will take care of you if something goes wrong. Sorry, I have a little light thing here. But Jeff, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at your stocks in 1 second. No credit card needed or asked for the 2-week trial. So I'm assuming you guys are confirming that no credit card is needed for the 2-week trial. So I guess that should settle it. But again, check it out, see what you think. But just use my link if you're going to do it, because if you use my link and you do choose to keep Benzinga, then you can use that 30% off for life. There are no promo codes like that. Most promo codes are like 30% off for 3 months, 6 months. This is for life. So I had to fight really hard for that promo code to get it for you guys. So make use of it if you'd like. So SPY, interesting. Tomorrow, I predict we will come down to 447, no, not 447. We will come down to this 20 MA and probably ascend to our bounce starting tomorrow. I'm not worried about it. We held the 9 MA yesterday, so I thought today would be a good day. Today, overall, on certain stocks were fantastic. SPY sometimes doesn't reflect the overall stock market. And sometimes it does. SPY you'll see stocks like, for example, Lucid did very well today. You'll take a look at DraftKings, did very well today. But if you take a look at Apple didn't do so great today. Apple sunk a little bit today, but is recovering in the after hours. That being said, it is what it is. You have to take it a step at a time. I appreciate you, Sunday. Thank you so much. We got more info. If you guys want more info, will be always. I try to post more info and more educational stuff, deep dives on the YouTube channel. Here, I just want to answer as many questions as I can for you guys. And if there's anything I miss, because I know sometimes I miss a question or a stock, you guys can follow me on Twitter. It's right here. And I'll be more than happy to, if you can DM me or you can tweet it to me, I'll be more than happy to do that. I keep the DMs open. I'll try to DM, just put like from Benzinga, and I'll address those DMs faster because I'll know that you guys actually like watched or supported or whatever. So, all right, let's get started on your stocks. I want to start off with, okay, so we did Pfizer. We didn't do Pfizer. Sorry, we did Moderna and Johnson & Johnson. I have to do Pfizer, last one. Pfizer held support today. If you look here, this is a support point. If you let me draw the line, it'll be easier to see than this little tiny thin line that we have here. But if you kind of look here, Pfizer has held support for a very long time, which is very, very good to see. Let me see if I can kind of make this yellow and a little thicker and dotted. That way you can see it a little bit clearer. Pfizer held support. I think it should begin to bounce. Hopefully should begin to bounce. It's consolidated. If you remember Moderna, very parallel situation, came down, consolidated, bounces. If it breaks this area, I would, if you have calls, I would cut them. I don't think that this is one you want to hold and ride down a Bollinger Band with. Theta will destroy you. Even if it trades sideways, Theta will destroy you. It's one to get in and get out fairly quickly of. I got in. I bought some November calls. I'll show you guys exactly which calls I bought. I bought these right before close as well. November 19th calls, the 46s. I bought these, which is, for some reason, none of the info is loading on Webull right now, which is unfortunate. I don't know why. This deltas were obviously not zero when we bought them. That'd be stupid. But I can read them to you. Let me pull it up. I think this, because I'm not logged in, sometimes it doesn't give me all the information I need, and I can't log in because then my personal information gets put up and all that stuff. But no, Sunday, I agree with you. Webull's fantastic. Let's see, PFE, good old fizzy Pfizer. All right, let's go. So delta is 0.52, gamma is 0.08, and theta is 0.0135. So technically $1 is your theta. Essentially, I was talking to the Discord, talking to the team. I initially wanted to go with the October 15th $46 calls. As you can see here, the theta is a little bit higher, not too much, but a little bit higher. But the guys were suggesting, hey, let's go out a little bit longer, give it some time in case it does decide to trade sideways. That way theta won't destroy us as bad if we want to hold on to it for a bounce. So we'll see how this plays out. I hope it does well. I think it does well. The intrinsic value, I'll tell you right now. Where is it? That's weird. It's not showing me intrinsic value. Our implied volatility is 23.58%, which is quite low. Open interest is 5,322. Intrinsic value is, we're in the money, so it's the whole thing. Because you're in the money, so the intrinsic value is essentially the whole thing. We're literally flat, right? So intrinsic and extrinsic value. Intrinsic value is the value, essentially, of how much you would be paying for these 100 shares. So the intrinsic value is essentially you're at a flat baseline for this call that we're playing at 46. If it goes lower, then you kind of your intrinsic value is not exactly there, right? So I don't want to get too complicated with that, and I don't want to mess it up and say the wrong thing, because it's been a while since I've read those definitions off of a textbook or a written piece. So just that being said, we need to regain the 90 MA in order to make our ascend upward. I'm getting a phone call. Let me just message. Sorry about this. This is an important phone call. Hey, buddy, doing a Benzinga stream. We'll call you right back after. All right. So that is done. Let's do some of your stocks. Let's do it. Give me what you guys want. Chase, respect you. I respect you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. So if I remember earlier, my buddy, I think Quinn was the person that asked for Palantir. No, Surf's Up did. Surf's Up said Palantir. Let's talk Palantir. One of my favorite long-term stocks. I actually bought shares yesterday. I thought I overpaid, but clearly based off today's price action, I did not overpay. Okay. All right, cool. So we came down to the 20 MA and bounced clean today. Beautiful bounce here. Nice 2.15% move on Palantir. Look, Palantir is clearly dealing with some resistance. It looks like a bit of an inverse head and shoulders here if you look at it. Shoulder one, head one, shoulder two. Inverse head and shoulders are bullish patterns. Now, is this a textbook head and shoulders pattern? It's very, very hard for me to give that to you without pulling out the textbook and overlaying it off the top of my head. If you ask me, and if I was like, hey, yes, this would be an inverse head and shoulders for me. This would be shoulder one. This would be head one. There's only one head, and this would be shoulder two. It's a bit lopsided, but that's okay. So it did have a bit of a false breakout here. It couldn't hold it and came tumbling down. This time around, it's fighting. It needs to get over kind of this 2650 point is the big resistance here, right? 2650 needs to be overtaken. It needs volume to come in. If you look here, volume was flat. Volume picked up on this day, but it was selling pressure, and then buying pressure came in today. So I'd like to see this go up, but I'll be honest with you, with something like Palantir, you're better off, like, for example, I could show you like a 5-minute chart. You're better off, like, if you see strong price action in the open, buy calls and day trade them. But take a look at this. This is a stock that's trading sideways. For most of the time, it's trading sideways. So call options are hard. Puts are great. If you see a weak day, Palantir does tumble on weekdays. Very bad days in the market, Palantir will tumble. Play puts, and then you can play calls, and then get out, right? You don't want to be in these if they're trading sideways. Like, look, puts, calls, sideways. You see some strength here. Look, if we kind of zoom in for a second, this is again on a 5-minute chart. Take a look at this. If we do like a quick tiny little scalp lesson, look, like this is a big sign of weakness. Rises the Bollinger Band down, tries to fight it, breaks out of the VWAP. You have your initial resistance level that you've known from before on the daily chart right here. It hits the resistance level. It cannot handle it. It loses support here, breaks down, starts consolidating essentially sideways for a long period of time. You're like, what do we do now? This is a bummer. Comes here, tries to retest VWAP. On the VWAP retest on this candle, I would buy some calls. Again, you go in a little bit heavier, but it's a scalp, right? You want to get in and out quickly. So you buy some calls on this, and then boom, you ride it all the way up here. Let's see what kind of a percentage change that would be. Okay, so I accidentally used the line tool there. Not smart. But let's see the trend line tool so we can kind of measure it. So let's say you bought here in the middle of this candle and you sold somewhere here. A 0.81% move on an options scalp is pretty good. That can get you, yield you like 4 to 5%. That could do you well. But again, this is a harder one to scalp on a day like this. On a day like this, on the other hand, it's actually much better. Take a look at this. You come down, you break VWAP. You see it tries to break VWAP again, rejects VWAP. Here you open some puts. You ride the puts down to 25. You come here down to the bottom Bollinger Band, one of my favorite indicators. You see it starting to bounce. Here is where I would begin cutting my puts. When I'm seeing it starting to bounce, because as you look here, your guttural reaction, it would have been correct to cut your puts because it trades sideways and then it goes up and then it trades sideways. So you want to get out fairly quickly. Just a little cool little thing here. Yo, Sung is here. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Sung was actually the person that just called me. I was like, Sung, I'm in a stream. I'll call you back. But welcome, buddy. So let's go. Yeah, Palantir is inside day. Yeah, Palantir is definitely an intraday trader one. Or if you guys want, I think commons are your best bet to kind of swing on this one. Buy these. Yeah, it's inside last year's price range still. Yeah, it needs to break out. The biggest thing that's kind of holding this company back is the compensation plan that's going to be holding it back for the rest of this year into their earnings. I don't know if they show it here on their income statement. Give me their balance sheet, actually. Let's see if they put it here. Because the Weeble one doesn't actually account for everything, unfortunately. Inventory spending. I want to see their compensation packages sometimes put here. But their compensation packages are heavy. Those compensation packages are heavies. Weeble does it really weird when they transfer over this stuff. So sometimes it's harder to see. But the thing that I saw when I was looking at a 10Q from them, their quality report, was the compensation packages. Jamar, what's going on, buddy? How can I get better? Study charts as much as you can. Learn charts, learn technical analysis. That's my best advice I can give you, is study charts, technical analysis, and then paper trade for a month or two. That's the thing. A lot of people don't want to paper trade. That you got a paper trader, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose money. I know it's people say like it's tuition to the market, but psychologically it destroys you to lose money in the market. Whoever you are, right? You could be a multimillionaire. You can take $1 million loss. You're still going to be distraught. People will shake it off and you'll move on. But you should be paper trading, especially if you're new. That's my best advice I can give you, is spend some time learning technical analysis as best as you can. Learn some basics of fundamental analysis if you want to get really good, and then paper trade for a month or two. And start with common shares on paper, literally on paper, a piece of paper trade. Weeble has a good paper trading tool built into it. And if you want to use like a an Excel sheet. You can use an Excel sheet too. That's also a good thing for options because it doesn't let you do that. Sung says most gurus gains are from paper trading account. That's true. A lot of people post pictures and they've been caught as paper traders. So not good. Yeah, losses can be really scary. Yeah, dude, you're 100%, man. Losses are disheartening. It's psychological because look, we all work hard for our money, no matter who we are or where we come from. Most people in the market work very hard for their money, and a dollar to me is worth a lot. I value the value of a dollar, right? So I think that you need to learn how to trade. You need a paper trade, and then you can make some money doing it. Oh, we got Money Mitch in the chat. What's going on? Money Mitch says he agrees. Thank you, Mitch. I will go through your course on YouTube this week and learn TA charts. Yep, World Travel Magazine actually signed up for the Patreon. And the Patreon, I think it's sold out now. But if you guys are serious and you guys want to really do it and learn, you can shoot me a DM. But the Patreon does come with a course that I give out for free to Patreon members, along with everything else. I just designed, I saw a lot of people struggling. There was too many different resources out there. I said, I need to consolidate it. So we made I made a playlist. Videos are between 5 to 10 minutes. It's not those 4-hour videos that you guys are probably accustomed to. I did that so I can provide as much value as I can to the Patreon members. And I'll be honest with you, the ones that took advantage of it, decimate. The ones that don't take advantage of it, get decimated. And then they have to go back to the drawing board. Have you talked about Affirm? Yeah, we did, buddy. Affirm decimated earnings. I'll pull it up for you because I know Sung likes Affirm, wink, wink. But Affirm, take a look at that. 19% of the after hours, massive move. Essentially 95% due to their massive increase in guidance for next quarter and next year. So they're going to do very well. You can also paper trade from Thinkorswim without funding an account. Yep, you could definitely do that. I think you could do the same thing here. So I'm not logged into this account. So let's go to paper trade, blank layout, chart, order book. Order book is useless here, right? So let me remove this. I need the if you want time and sales, right? Stocks. Here we go. I like the traditional trader. I don't like the new active trader. Account details, orders, positions, paper trade P&L. So you can add all this stuff here. So you got essentially everything here. You might have to create an account to be able to do this one, but you don't have to fund it. So you can create a Webull account, but you might not have to fund it. So it's asking me to log in. So you're probably going to need to create a Webull account, but be able to do this, but you don't have to fund it. So you can just do it. By the way, Webull, if you guys want, again, another shameless plug. I'm not trying to plug it to you guys too much, but this link, I was able to connect with them. Sign up, deposit $1, and you get 2 free stocks now. So they sent an email. I had enough referrals. They sent an email like, hey, your link, they can only deposit. They don't have to deposit the $100 anymore. They can deposit whatever little they want, and it works for them now. So it's perfect. One thing is I recommend one share trading. Yep. Money Mitch is spot on. Trade one share. If you're one of those folks that are like super big on, I don't want to paper trade, I want to feel the real thing, trade one share. People laughed at me when I used to say this too. Trade one share. People laughed, but they just didn't really. Those folks, it's funny. The ones that laugh always end up being laughed. I don't want to say laughed at, but always end up losing in the end. Smash that like button, folks. There's 125 of you amazing people in here. Smash the like button. What do you think about? I love Airbnb. I love Airbnb. So Airbnb is I bought that stock live on the show actually. Last earnings when they had a bit of a dippity dip, I bought it at 157 live on the show. Earnings were here. I bought when did we buy? That seems so long ago. Give me 1 second to actually check my average. I don't want to lie and try to do like a fake flex. I don't really care to do that. That's not who I am. I'll tell you what my average is. I bought Airbnb live on the show because I saw a dip and I was like, this is fantastic. Bought it at 148 a share, and then it got juicier and I bought it at 140. Yeah, I bought 148 a share. I bought one share at 148, and then I bought a few more shares at 151, and I bought a few more shares. And why isn't it showing me the other shares? It's only showing me my buys. For some reason, it's only showing me my buys for two of my purchases, but not all of them. But I've got clearly more shares than 2. I was buying in the after hours. In after hours, if I'm buying, I don't buy too heavy. But the next day, I'm seeing a bunch more shares here. But my average on it is 146. So what happened was in this earnings, they had silly drop. I can try to show it to you here. We can go back to their earnings. If we just kind of scroll here. When were their earnings? This is why Benzinga Pro comes in handy, ladies and gentlemen. I just got a pop from Benzinga Pro. That means one of my stocks, not Benzinga, one of my stocks actually got an alert. I'll show you. The reason I'm showing you this example, Sim, is not to kind of flex or be a jerk. Be like, I got a better average than you. It's to show you that it's an example of, hey, if you do your due diligence on a stock and you see an opportunity where there's a dip that isn't justified, you can use that dip opportunity to buy into a stock for much cheaper, and then it pops right back up. Peloton's another example. I think I bought Peloton live on the show too. Peloton, I had dips into their earnings. They were dipping even harder, so I was like, eh. And then today, 10% bump, right back up, recovered, did very well. Earnings were on the 8th, I believe, for Airbnb. Let's see, the 12th. I just want to show you the actual, what the earnings were. Here we go. Earnings, EPS, beat on EPS, beat on sales. They just their guidance was, I think, mitigated or in line. Sales beats, Q2 beat, lowers after company reports earnings. But the thing is, the earnings beat, so there was nothing bad. So that's the funny thing, is earnings were great. I can't see their guidance here for some reason. Probably here it should be posted, but the guidance wasn't bad for Airbnb. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy it. So if we go to August 12th on the 30-minute chart, so if we go to August 12th, it's the 16th. There we go. August 12th. Here you go. This massive drop happened, and I was like, this isn't justified. This doesn't make sense. I like Airbnb. Airbnb is not going anywhere. During COVID, everyone was going to Airbnbs instead of hotels. So I was like, all right, I don't care. COVID's clearly not affecting Airbnb. I said, let's jump into this little stock right here and then pop. One of the best decisions I made, and it did very well. So let's take a look at the price action now. Price action is going up. Again, if I were to buy more shares of Airbnb, it would be in the 150s area. 166 is a little too rich for my blood, in my opinion. This is approaching the 100 billion valuation, which is a little rich in my opinion for Airbnb. But I do like it down here. What I would suggest to you, Sim, is have cash on hand for dips, or start dollar cost averaging in 1 to 2 shares at a time. I'm not sure what your budget is or how you approach investing, or what your plan is. In terms of a swing, if you want to swing this on options or something, volume is flat these past 2 days. Volume was better 3 days ago. Watch it tomorrow, see if the volume's there. Remember, this is a Friday. This is essentially sort of the technical last Friday of the summer. I know Labor Day Friday, a lot of people refer to that as the last Friday of the summer, but I've seen this Friday is week as well into a 4-day trading week. A lot of people take this whole week off. Take a look at it, see if you get a nice little dip opportunity, then slap the purchase if you like it. But again, I personally like buying this in the 150s, personally. So when I saw 140s, I was like, boom, we're getting in there. I gotta find that clip when I bought it and make that into a clip. Yeah, I'm in Sim Airbnb. So Money Mitch is in Airbnb with us as well. Zoom daily chart starting to recover from sell-off after earnings. Let's take a look at Zoom. Zoom stock took a massive dive after earnings because I think they reduced guidance was the big thing. That's what I'm telling you, folks. You can beat everything, but if guidance is reduced, the stock takes a baseball bat to the knees. When was earnings? Earnings were on. Sometimes Webull gets so buggy. 8:30, but I love Webull, man. Here it is. Stock drops 11% after soft outlook disappoints. Earnings, they beat. So they reduced guidance by a hairline in terms of EPS, but sales is over. They increased their sales over. Had 504,900 customers, more than 10 employees, 36% up year over year. This is the thing, right? I don't think Zoom is going anywhere. I think forever moving forward, Zoom is going to be one of those companies that is going to be utilized. Business trips are down. If you look at airlines and business trips and kind of look at those statistics, they're down because you can Zoom people into meetings. If you can Zoom into a meeting, why would I fly or take a $1,500 first-class ticket when I can take it from my bedroom for free? I'll spend that $1,500 on some Zoom stock or some Airbnb or something like that. So I think that businesses are becoming more savvy to this, and they're like, this technology that's been there forever since Skype back in 2007. We can finally start utilizing it, and it's not unprofessional. Now, some meetings you'll still have to take in person because those are the big kahuna meetings, but regular meetings, I don't know. This could be a gap fill play, but then again, I would never pay $400 a share for Zoom. Down here, $295, valuing them at an $87 billion company. We'll have to see. It has, to me, this has yet not built its support area. Very similar to Peloton, right? Peloton today started moving a little bit. Peloton started moving a little bit today. As you look here, it rode the Bollinger Band down. It had an inverted hammer here, which was very good and bullish. Nice 10% move. Again, this is where your technical analysis comes in. Look, inverted hammer, candle, know your candlesticks, poof, literally hammered it up. And as you can see, it did very well. I think Peloton continues to go tomorrow. Peloton will be something I'll be watching tomorrow for a day trade on options. Maybe take a 110 call. Look at that open interest on that 110 call. Not that expensive either, 214. Take a few of those, swing those intraday, sell them. But look, ran 600%. Look at that massive, massive move. IV is not that high. It's high, but it's not that high. But it's not bad. You can even, if you're really gutsy, you can take you can take the weeklies. These tend to move a lot faster. You can see here 13%, 1,800%. I don't recommend these by any means at all. They're too risky. A lot of you probably won't be able to get in and out quickly, and they're dangerous. Weeklies are dangerous. But yeah, I'm seeing comments coming in. Tony, appreciate you, my man. Let me see. Root. Let's take a look at Root. Root is one of those stocks that had a high open interest, momentum play. Momentum looks like it came back to the past 2 days, has been running again. Look, momentum plays, only one indicator you got to look at, my friend. Martin, one indicator, volume. That's it. You got to look at volume. If you want it for this play, I keep an eye on the 9 EMA. If you look here, when it loses the 9 EMA, it needs volume to come in to regain it. But you're at the top of the Bollinger Band. Be very careful. You're going to need a decent amount of volume, very parallel to today, 31, 32, 33 million to be able to pop it up and keep going. Keep that in the back of your head as you're playing it. After hours, I don't pay attention too much to the volume in after hours. I'll show you here. We're in the first hour of after hours trading. It's only 97,000 versus the previous hour, which was 200,000 to 2 million vol traded. So after hours, don't pay too much attention to that. Pre-market, you can take a look there, but after hours, I don't really look at too much of that unless you have decent volume coming in. That's my 2 cents on Root. Hut, I love Hut, Kevin. Hut is my bread and butter. Hut is my saving grace right now. I'm so happy. I love Hut so much. We added at $7.50 with the Patreon, added $8 with the Patreon. Bitcoin had a massive, massive dip. Take a look at this candle. This was the day that Bitcoin had its massive dip. It only came down to a low of $9.34, closed at $10. I still cannot believe to this day that happened. Goes to show at how undervalued Hut is. If you want to learn more about Hut, I did put out a massive due diligence video on Hut right here. It's right here on my YouTube channel. Go to ryanstocks.com. Very first tile, you'll be able to get access to this video. It's right here. You can watch it. It's 15 minutes. I do a deep dive on the company, the financials, everything. You can take a look at it there. And I might get someone interesting from Hut 8 on the channel very soon. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Working on that right now. Jeff says, that's what I've been doing, that one share trade till I get up to speed. Very helpful. Yeah, Jeff, you do your thing, man. Always do that. Build your confidence and come roaring back. Thoughts on Aquestic Therapeutics as an FDA run-up play? I hate bio plays, but we can take a look at it. I know Kathy would own some of this stock in the ARC-G fund. But let's take a look at it. Had a massive move today. Big move today, 5% move. Look, you regained the 9 EMA. Your volume came in, but this is a lower volume stock. How can you tell? Take a look at the average volume. 577 is your average 3-month volume, and your volume is quite low this week compared to last week, right? So keep an eye on it there. I don't know anything about the FDA situation. I don't know anything about that. A lot of times you'll see FDA is either sell the news or, oh my God, buy into the news kind of situation. So, and if FDA rejects it, I can show you an example of an ugly candle for an FDA rejection. SESN, if you guys remember, Friday the 13th, we kind of go back to August, Friday the 13th. Where are you? I think it's this candle right here. No, this can't be correct. SESN. There we go. This is what happens when the FDA rejects. Take a look at this. An 84% drop at the max, closed at around down 57%. What's funny is this was the 52-week high of the candle of the stock. This was the 52-week low of the stock, all in one day, Friday the 13th candle is what we call this now. And as you can see here, the stock has yet to recover much from this fall. That's why I don't play bio stocks. So just there. No, I started with a few shares to here because I don't like bond. So if there's a massive dip, so I'll show you here, like for example, Peloton. If there's a massive dip and I buy that massive dip, right, and it continues to dip, I want to have cash on hand to buy something. I don't want to buy hundreds of shares on an initial dip because the dip can keep on dipping. Now, sometimes the dip can dip and then rip again. I rather pay more and be confident and have my support established than throw a lion's share of money at it and then be like, oh, it kept dipping. So I hope that clears it up a little bit there. Plus, I like to have a balanced portfolio. I don't want to have like 30% of my portfolio in Peloton or Airbnb. These are exploratory stocks, as I like to call them, in my portfolio that are like, okay, these could be very good in a few years. I'll start nibbling and buying shares here, buying shares there, and then like before I know it, I've accumulated, okay, 5% of my portfolio is now in Peloton. So I take it very slowly. Jeff, I do it with companies I'm still learning about. To be cautious, very smart world travel magazine. SE, let's take a look. SE had a massive offering, but didn't do much damage to them. Most of the damage really came after hours yesterday. But if you take a look at them here, after the initial candle opened here on this dip, came down to 317, it began to rip back up and kind of essentially traded sideways. Not too much of damage was done here. SC is not a company, admittedly, that I've done too much research on, so I can't comment on it. But coming from a technical analysis standpoint, it did fall. I believe it closed above the 20 MA, 232. It did not. 220, I'm sorry, let's say 223.54. So we didn't close above it. We lost the 20 MA support, essentially. We'll have to see tomorrow. Could it continue falling? Could we retest that 317 again tomorrow? We'll have to see. It all depends on volume. So keep your eye on that one. It could get very interesting tomorrow for puts. Any thoughts on GSAT and Hyzen? GSAT, is Globestar the one that everyone keeps talking about? Might be working with Apple. I keep seeing a lot of rumors about that. World Traveler, let me answer your question and this question in one shot. You say lower float. Where can I check that? Take a look here on Webull. Right here it says free float. Take a look at this number right here. If it's under 100 million, I call that a low float. If it's under 10 million, I call that a macro float. Over 100 million is considered a higher float. Now, some people call under 200 million a low float, under 50 million a low float. My number is 100 million. That's what I go with as low float stocks. You can also see that on FinViz and other tools if you don't use them. But almost 99.99% of brokers will have this free float on statistic flying around there. GSAT's doing well. Look, you've established 90 MA support. You had a bit of a cool off day because look, this is something, if you guys know me and you guys know Sung, when you break above the Bollinger Band, you're going to have a red day after that. That's kind of what usually textbook. You very rarely stay above a Bollinger Band for more than a day or two max. You got to cool off. You got to come back down to earth before your rocket ship crashes. That's what happened. Look, massive 30% day, baby paper cut 4% drop there. Now, could it go retest again? It could, but be very wary, be cautious, don't get too greedy. If you've been in this since $1.20 and now it's at $2.70, take some profits off the table, re-enter if you like it later. You don't want to see take a baseball bat to some. No, definitely don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to my portfolio either. Thoughts on Baba? Didn't have my stop loss on 185 call. Okay, this thing just jumped. Okay, stop loss. Didn't have my stop loss on the 185 call. Caught my losses for this week. Todd, let's take a look at Baba. Baba is one that I've been avoiding, man. The price action has been ugly. Baba's price action has been ugly. Yeah, take a look at that. Look at all these gaps. That always scares the hell out of me. On a company that's about a $450 billion company, all these gaps here, lowish volume. I don't know. I would avoid it, my friend. I think that if you're down tremendously, I don't know how much you're down. If we take a look at what I'm going to assume, you've got not weekly calls. If you got weekly calls on this one, you're probably, I hope that's not you. You're probably down heavies, man. Yeah, I'd say cut it. In my opinion, again, not a financial advisor. Do whatever's best for you. But just saying. Hyzen. I was going to talk about Hyzen. I skipped Hyzen. Thoughts on Hyzen? I bought Hyzen watching on SPAC Attack. Thank you, Money Mitch. I've been buying on the dip. Love Hyzen. Hyzen, I think they're the truck company. I don't know too much about them, but Hyzen's doing its thing now. Look, D-SPACs are running back this week. They're doing very, very well. Keep an eye on it. If you like it long term, then you shouldn't be worried about dips or rips. But I'd say just keep an eye on it. Because you guys know SPACs are the first thing that really get hit if markets get shook up. SPACs, D-SPACs take hits. Just be very cautious, but Hy's an interesting company from the little that I know about them. Tony, I appreciate you, my friend. When looking at volume, do you use daily volume or the 5-minute or the 1 hour? So it really depends. If I'm looking at, for example, if I'm looking at scalping a stock, the 1 hour is great. 1 hour is great. I can take a look at the chart. If I'm trying to play it, like if I'm seeing this right here and I want to play puts, I'm like, all right, there's not enough. We're trading sideways. We're not doing much. It's useless for me, right? But if I'm taking a look at this and I see steady stair steps down, volume is, sellers are in control of the volume here, I take puts. The 5-minute is really, if you're scalping, 5-minute volume won't really do much for you from my experience. Your candlesticks tell you the most thing really on the 5-minute volume, because if you take a look at the volume on these, it's like they're very variable, but these jagged-toothed volume sticks haven't really helped me as a personally. I really stick to my indicators more than anything when I'm scalping. In volume, I look at the 1 hour. Ryan's the real deal. Listen when he speaks. Snook, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. HUT is like Saving Private Ryan. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but I'll take that as a good thing. World Travel appreciates you. Fatal, what's up, buddy? HGen, let's take a look. Don't be a bias stock. Just don't be a bias stock. Just don't be a bias. It is a bias stock. Okay. Whoa. Holy cannoli. Down 47% today. What happened? Okay, buddy, if you're going to bring me a stock that's down 47%, at least tell me what the heck happened. What the heck happened? You know, I'll go to Benzinga Pro. That's why we got the tool. Sign up for your 2-week trial. HGen. Humanogen. Trading lower after the FDA announced declines. You see this? This is what happens when you play FDA stocks. Ugh. Someone else earlier was asking me about an FDA run-up on Acquisition Star, something like that. Aquaman stock. I don't know what it was. But this is what happens, man. They're heartbreakers. Look, from 15 to 5. That's a lot of capital that just goes poof. I can't. I'm sorry. I hope you didn't hold through this. Looks like intraday tried to come back up to the 8. Did its thing. It started doing it's a dead cat bounce is what's going on here, man. Look, you're into oversold territory. Algorithms are tuned to these kind of things. They come back and swoop and buy, and then they crash it again. It's called a dead cat bounce. Just be careful. Did you guys already talk about Peloton already launching apparel and riding Lulu? No way. I didn't even hear about that. We did talk about Peloton, but let's take a look at that news. No wonder we did 10%. I was wondering, I was like, is pure technical analysis 10% bump would have been fantastic, but there had to be some news there. Peloton shares. Why are Peloton shares rising? Directly from Benzinga themselves. Let's take a look. Peloton shares are riding higher at 5.6% at $10.97 after the company announced the launch of its apparel brand. Peloton says the inaugural collection for fall of 2021 includes style-forward, expertly crafted pieces that have been wear-tested by real Peloton members, non-members, and Peloton's own instructors doing Peloton workouts across the platform's various fitness. Okay, so they're doing clothes, ladies and gentlemen. They're gonna get into the athleisure brand area, which is very lucrative. They're going to print those tendies for Uncle Ryan. So Uncle Ryan's going to be very happy. Thoughts on Spirit tomorrow? Let's take a look at it. Spirit has been struggling, my friend. Bounced back today, but it was struggling for most of the week and bounced back today. Look, Spirit is a momentum play. Just like just like Root, just like BBIG, all momentum plays, right? Momentum plays require what, my friends? Pop quiz volume. We've discussed this many a times. Look, volume comes in, recovers the 90 MA, pops 12% today. Volume's there tomorrow. Spirit can move tomorrow. Volume's not there tomorrow. Spirit will come down tomorrow. Purely volume, my friend. Purely volume. Wow, SCSN nuts. Yeah, right? Wild. Affirm. Thoughts on Affirm tomorrow. Look, Affirm did very well today on earnings. We discussed it a little bit earlier in the show. Now the question becomes, will this momentum hold tomorrow? If the volume's there, if the buying pressure is there, we could go for another Affirm ride again. But you got to remember, options are not the way to go with this play right now. You're going to have an insane volatility come in tomorrow if the buying pressure flows in. just be very careful. If you're in it already, congratulations, you're rocking and rolling. But if you're not in it, I would say be very careful. Don't let your eyes run. Look, if every percent up that a stock goes, your risk is also going up exponentially. Keep that in mind if you're playing this. Don't let greed overtake you. There's so many fantastic setups in the market. Play those setups. Just some things already run. Just congratulate the people that are in there. Keep an eye on it. Keep it on the back of a watch list. If it makes sense to come in and play it after it's cooled off. Like, hey, look, if you came here and you saw a firm bounced off the 90 MA and you added based off this, and today you had a 5% move, and in the after hours you had 20% move, mazel tov, you did fantastic. But look, right now it's already gone. Like, be very smart about how you play it. I was only saying that I can imagine you. Thank you, Tahir. I'm working on it. College was expensive. Paid for college myself, so college is expensive. Essentially, everything that I would make trading would go to college, plus some would go to college. So working my way there, brick by brick is the mantra, my friend. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. I can promise you that. Yep, I've lost stupid money thinking securities that were bottomed out. Yes, like, see, you gotta let that support area base level play out. This is what happened. My cousin called me today. My cousin texted me today. He goes, crowd keeps going down. I keep buying more. I'm like, bro, you gotta let it find a support area and then buy. And he goes, oh, you're right. Yeah, you don't want to get caught buying the dip in the dip. I think SE will be a good reversal. We'll have to definitely see roll. We discussed it a little bit earlier, but we can take a look at it again. Really depends. Really depends, because you're only seeing signs of green in the after hours. Let's take a look at a 5-minute chart, for example. It really surrendered everything into close. Look at that. This is your VWAP, right? If we're going to take VWAP here as our baseline, it really surrendered everything in the close, which is not good. You don't want that. Like, what happened here is you saw a bunch of day traders come in, massacre the stock up, and then slaughter it on the way down. So you want to be careful with these things. It's clearly an offering. Sean, let's talk about Ford. Ford, I don't know who was talking about Ford earlier. But look, Ford's been fighting to just make a move. But look, Ford cannot get over this 90 MA. And when it gets over the 90 MA, the 20 MA does not allow it to pass. You shall not pass, right? Like, take a look. You had one false breakout here on an earnings pop, and then it kind of surrendered everything. Ford's a dangerous one. I haven't been touching Ford. I think Ford, you're probably better off playing commons for the long term than options or scalping it or swinging it or anything. I think Ford's one of the good ones for long term, in my opinion. But I think Ford's got more room to go downward. It might be one that I'd watch for puts tomorrow. Let's take a look at, why is Weeble doing this? Like, Weeble, you're embarrassing me in front of all my friends on Benzinga. If we're to play puts, look at that open interest. 5 cents. What the hell am I going to do with that? Why are the puts so cheap? Yeah. I don't know. You're better off going with, you're better off going in the money with these at this point. Buy some in the monies. Look, the delta is much better. Play $13 puts tomorrow, maybe, as a lotto play. See how it goes intraday. But we'll have to see. My pleasure, World Travel Magazine. Did I miss the RKLB talk? Looking to stay in for the long haul. RKLB is the Rocket Labs company that just de-SPAC'd recently and has literally been going to the moon. One thing I can show you, very parallel setup to a stock like this. If you're in it for the long haul, you shouldn't really care. I hope you bought in the 10s. One thing I can show you here is there's another friend of mine by the name of Astra. This stock also de-SPAC'd, went to the moon, and then came back down. You got to remember, these stocks will have, not Roblox, it's RK, Rocket Labs. These stocks will have catalysts. These stocks will have events that occur that will allow you to re-enter. These stocks won't just keep going to the moon, to the moon, to the moon, to the moon. So if I were you and I got in around 10, if I was playing the stock and got in around the 10s, I'd sell and then re-enter back when we come back to the 10s, because I can promise you it will probably come back to the 10s. I can't promise you that it will, but I'm just saying instinctively I think it will eventually come back down to earth. Jeff, appreciate you, man. Listen to Jeff, guys. Smash that like button. There's 200 of you amazing people in here. There's only 50 likes. I want to get this to 100 likes. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. The thing keeps jumping. World Travel, thank you so much for your kind words. Yeah, knowledge is worth more than money. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you guys something off the top of my head. I could tell you, as someone who's had a ton of money and who's used a ton of money, which has gone back to zero and started again. I had to go back to zero because of college. So I can promise you one thing is that money comes and goes, but there's a lot more to life than just money. I can promise you that. Fred, what's cracking? We're cracking some Benzinga questions up in here and making some scrambled egg omelets. Damn, got here late. Small caps back? Rumor, let's see. Are small caps back, my friend? I hope Rumor's still here. Rumors are one of our traders in the Discord, and he's a 4 a.m. guy. So he wakes up at 4 a.m. and then around 11, 12 in the afternoon, Rumor's like, I just got back up from my nap. Oh, what's going on? I'm like, Rumor, the world's on fire. He goes, I'm going back to sleep. So Rumor, look, we're back in the triangle with IWM. We're setting up, I think, for a good fall for small caps. But I think this is how I feel about small caps. I think it's a one-off basis. You got to find the good ones. You got to find the good ones. Like the other day, I posted in the Discord DSS. DSS posted it in the Discord the night before. The next day, ran 10%. You got to find these plays. You got to go with them. Or DNN. Played DNN. Massive run-up. Take a look at this. We entered her somewhere around here. The play made sense that it was going to keep going. Ran to 1.5. Parallel to this, sympathy play that we also play, UUU, entered around the same time, ran to 676. It's not that the whole small cap market is dead. It's about finding the small caps with the correct setups that will take you to the printer, right? You want to do that. And that's what we kind of try to provide at the Discord. If you guys want to sign up, I think it's sold out, but if you guys shoot me a DM, I'll try to add a slot for you. Patreon.com/tradingtogether. If you guys want it, if you're serious, don't DM me if you're not serious. DM me if you're serious. DM me on the Twitter. DM me, and I'll try to add a slot for you. But I can't promise you that I will because it's been sold out for a bit. Thoughts on Intel? INTC. I don't know if there's a show after this, so I'm going to rely on the producers to let me know if there's a show after this, if I need to cut. And there he is, producer AB, literally like magic. I literally said, I'm going to rely on the producers to let me know. And then I heard the pop that producer AB is jumping on. Intel, trading sideways, as always. Trading sideways. I'd bet on AMD or NVIDIA before I bet on Intel. Jim, that's just my thoughts. Thoughts on Tesla? I love Tesla. Elon Musk to the moon, or Mars. He doesn't like to go to the moon. Take a look at this. We had our formation here, our descending triangle formation, broke out, and we're back to the tendies land. Remember where are all those Tesla bears that were bothering me in a stream once when we were down in the 500s? Where are they now? They never show up when Tesla's up. 750, baby. Tesla's doing good. Again, keep an eye on the overall markets. Tesla is in SPY now. Keep an eye on SPY and play it there. I think Tesla's one, in my opinion. I call playing Tesla options dancing with the devil for a reason. They can get very dangerous and very costly. Common shares, long-term invested, have proven to be fruitful, in my opinion, for Tesla. Just my 2 cents. Radical, RAD, Rite Aid. Okay, I didn't know they were publicly traded. Look at this. Reminds me of Pfizer stock. Very parallel setup. Look from 14 to 19, and then trading sideways here, held the 20 MA. It could bounce tomorrow. If volume comes in, you could bounce tomorrow. You held the 20 MA. You bounced on the 20 MA. Let's see. Let me show you. Now this 20 MA is different from that 20 MA because this is the 20 MA for 9 EMA. Excuse me, not 20 MA. 9 EMA is where we bounce. Just to reiterate, 9 EMA is the pink line. 20 MA is our red line. Bounce clean off of that. Could keep going tomorrow. Brought down at 6:30 today. I don't know what that means. I don't know what stock you're referring to. All right, let me jump around a little bit. Todd, appreciate you. STBC, my pleasure, man. Man, woman, I don't know. I don't want to assume. I bet. F trades sideways, and there's no demand for options. Yeah, F is just one of those that just, if you like it, you got to buy this common stock and sit on it for days. More eyes on SBET still lagging, I think. Gonna look for Friday entry tomorrow. SBET did its thing. I remember you posted. It popped to $7 when we were playing it. One of these mornings in pre-market popped, but SBET just hasn't gotten the love that I thought it would get. It's not bad. Look, 8% day. You trade it. You buy from here to here. 8% is fine. Or look, 22% day, 8% day. Could do its thing, could make its move, and kind of rock and roll there. But it looks like the short squeeze play that people want it to be. It isn't, but it's still not bad It hasn't been performing bad, at least from where we put it. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I'm just going to ignore what that says. SoFi. Let's talk about SoFi. My bad if I missed your question. There's just so many questions that are coming into the chat, so I gotta take it very slowly. Message on the screen says, get $50 in free Bitcoin when you use the code ZING on Voyager. So if you sign up for Voyager and use promo code ZING, you get $50 of free Bitcoin, it looks like. So go get your free Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin could be going to the moon. I want to talk about Bitcoin after this. You're not allowed to cover TAL. No, I could cover TAL, no problem. I'll take a look at that. Yeah, I just had to. My thing is, what happened is my screen jumped, so I went all the way down to the bottom. There's no stocks that I'm not allowed to talk of, as far as I know. SoFi, doing its thing, man. It wants to fill that gap. If volume comes in, I think we'll fill that gap. It looks good to fill the gap, in my opinion. That's what I'm going to say about that. Thoughts on GEVO for tomorrow, please? Don't touch it. I think it's already made its massive move, Naveen. I think GEVO's done its thing already today. It's already cooling off in the after hours. GEVO is a one-hit wonder kind of stock. It has one really good day, doesn't really get followed up by too many good days, especially on these massive, massive candle moves. Take a look at this. Does its thing, then has like a decent day, and then tumbles. So keep that in mind. Play at your own discretion. Watch the volume. That's the key. It's become momentum now. TAL. Let me talk about TAL. Someone asked about TAL. I don't even know what TAL is. Hoof. What happened here, buddy? I can't even see the darn candles. Clearly, it's lost everything. This looks like it took a massive dive and it hasn't been doing anything. Let me turn this off so I can at least get some scale. There we go. All right, this got destroyed. Look, when you have a drop like this, it's a Chinese education stock. I had a feeling. Looks like it came down. So again, another example of when I was talking that you don't want to just buy the massive drop in hopes that it goes up, right? It did in this case. Did, but you're an oversold for so long. Again, one other thing that I talk about a lot is your RSI, if it goes into oversold, it can stay in oversold. And if it goes into overbought, it can stay in overbought for as long as it wants to. There's no rhyme or reason. You're eventually going to come back down to earth and level out, but there's no rhyme or reason on how long you stay overbought or oversold. So as you can see here, this stayed from the 23rd all the way to technically a month in oversold. Would I touch this? No. Floats too high, first of all, for a play like this to even make a move. Floats too high. It's a Chinese stock and education that I don't play. I don't play that sector. I wouldn't touch TAL. Too dangerous, too risky. Not worth it. Risk reward's not there. Can you please go over pays for me? Sure. PAYS. Is this pay safe? No, it's pay sign. Pay sign. Ooh, you got a big day here. Again, look, massive move. Let me get my indicators back. Big day. Look, you took the 50 MA. You took everything. You had a massive move. There had to have been some news here. There had to have been some news here. Pays. Pay sign. Pay safe. Pay sign. Trading higher after the circulation of an earlier tip ranks article with the 3-strong buy, filtering from a bottom mentioned. Okay, so it looks like tip ranks gave it a little bit of a pump at a pump, allegedly. Will this hold in tomorrow? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about this company. Let me see. It sounds very familiar. Digital banking. All right, so it's like the SoFis and the Afrms of the world. It's a digital banking solution. Okay, I see you. 3.5 price target was announced. Got very close today. It could keep going tomorrow if volume is there, but it looks like it had its big move today. Options are probably ripped. No, there's no interest. No one wants to trade options on this. It's a penny stock. You don't trade options on penny stocks, obviously. Kathleen, I'd say be very careful with it there. Let me see. Crypto update. Sure thing, producer. You got it. Yeah, we'll do a crypto update in 2 seconds, and then I got to wind down because I have a meeting with one of the Patreon members at 1-on-1. I'm in big thoughts. Again, I told you guys, big root, SPRT, any momentum. You need volume, and it looks like it did. Looks like it had the volume today. Yesterday it didn't, but today it did. Yesterday it did. I'm sorry, yesterday it did. But it looks like this has done its thing, man. Went from 2 to 10 to 2 to 12 even at a certain point, 6x. I would add, so the way that I'm seeing this is it looks like it gets close to the 9 EMA and then it tries to bounce again. At least, if it look again, an example of it can only stay out of the Bollinger Band for so long. 3 days, this is a lot more than I've seen usually. But it came back down to earth, went back up, came back down again today. Keep an eye on it. Volume, that's all I'll say. Guys, if just do me a solid. If you guys are going to ask a question, there's like hundreds of you asking questions. I appreciate that, and I'm here to do that with you. And I love you guys. Just smash the like button if you're going to do that. Like literally, all we ask in return is you guys hit the like button. Then I'll do a full analysis on your stock. I feel like it's a fair trade. Snook, Astro, please hold. Please hold a fair amount of the cost basis at 10.4. Okay, let's take a look at Astro. Astra's a space company. They had a failed rocket launch. The rocket went like sideways. This is the thing. Again, the person who was talking about Rocket Labs earlier, I need to take a sip of this. I'm sorry. My throat after a certain amount of time will just be like, nope, no more talking for you, buddy. And I can't lose it today. Astra, D-SPAC, this is a company I love a lot. My buddy Larry is like deep into this company, and I love Astra. I love what they do. I love what they produce. I love the team. I think Astra has a good day tomorrow. Look at that candle. What does this candle remind you, ladies and gentlemen? It's an inverted hammer candle. Let me show you another stock that had an inverted hammer candle that had very good move yesterday. Peloton. Astra might have a very good day today. Tomorrow might. You need something to make it move. But based on technical analysis, it could have a 1 to 2% move tomorrow based off that candle. Volume needs to come in, needs to make a move. Clearly today did very well. We'll see if this continuation happens tomorrow. Snook, I'll say this, my friend. If you're in this for the long term, play it by ear. If this is a swing trade for you and it's already hit your tolerance point and you need to cut it. Whatever you got to do. Play with your own risk tolerance. Don't wait around because what could happen is a slow bleed. This could bleed into the 9s, the 8s, the 7s, right? So pick a point where you need to cut the stock. If it hits that, then cut it. And if it bounces and you go into profit land, take your profits. All right, we got a lot of stocks coming in. Jeez, Lou, you guys are killing me today. So many of you. I'm so like happy. But I need the likes to come in too. All right. All right, I'm trying to find one where a few of you guys, a lot of people are asking about X. X is the steel company. One plug before we do that. I want you guys to do me a solid. I'm going to be putting out I just made a list of all the videos that I'm doing this week here. I'll tell you. A review of Hut 8 and Mara updates. Mara price target for 2022. The new Mara pitch deck that came out today. I'm going to film that now. CPI data for September. My predictions on what will happen in an analysis of SPY. I was spot on last time. You're going to want to see this again. And I've got a bunch of course videos that I'm making today. So what I need you guys to do for me, go to ryanstocks.com, linked in the description. We've been having a lot of fun today. Let's keep the fun going. Go to the YouTube channel and hit subscribe. If you guys subscribe to all these weirdos, subscribe to a channel that'll teach you something too. Come through, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to Benzinga, subscribe to me. It's literally one click. You'll literally be helping out a lot. The algorithm is terrible to me. The algorithm hates my channel. But if you guys come through and you guys subscribe and you show them the power of Zinger Nation, maybe the algorithm will come around to help my channel too. Astra, long story short, could be doing well. What is on your watch list for tomorrow? Buddy, I haven't made it yet. But I think Astra's going to be there. Astra's probably going to be there. I'm going to be watching Peloton for a continuation tomorrow. I added Lucid. Oh, that's what I want to talk to you guys about. Was Lucid. Lucid was the stock that I added some calls on right before close. I needed to break this gosh darn 20 level. It needs to break it, man. It needs to break it. If we can break 20, this could do very well. Breaks 20, I can see it's going to 21 without much of a resistance. That's really what I'm watching. I do my watch list like around 8 or 9 p.m. usually, so I haven't put anything out. Okay, let me do a quick little crypto update, and then I'll do a few more stocks, and we'll call it a day. BTC USD. Let's jump into it. By the way, if you guys do like Bitcoin, our buddies at Voyager are offering you $50 of free Bitcoin when you sign up for Voyager using the link here. I'm sure it's in the description as well. Let me double check. Yep, it is there. You click the link in the description. I'll show you the link in the description. We're going to do a little bit of an Inception style thing here, right? You click this link in the description. After you click the like button, obviously, and you subscribe, obviously, you click the link in the description. You put in the promo code ZING on Voyager, and you get $50 of free Bitcoin. Look, this stuff is predicted to go to people are talking $1 million a coin. People are talking $1 a coin. Who's giving you $50 for free these days, right? Who's going around there handing out 50s? Benzinga is. Make sure to use that promo code if you're going to do it. Look, we're on the verge of a golden cross, ladies and gentlemen. I've been talking about this for weeks now, and we're on the precipice of this cusp of this golden cross. Yesterday, we got a little hairy. We closed above the 200 moving average, which is a fantastic sign. Tonight, we should hopefully be closing above the 200 moving average if all goes well, knock on wood, God willing. And then we will be on our way to hopefully golden crossing. Last time we had a golden cross, I did a massive analysis on this on my YouTube channel, so I'm not going to do it here as well. Go to the YouTube channel. This video right here, right here, Bitcoin's about to moon. It explains to you exactly why and how I believe Bitcoin will be going to $100,000 a share by the end of this year into early next year. And if you want to be a part of that, go to Voyager, get your $50 of free Bitcoin using the promo code ZING. It'll do its thing for you. And man, I'm so bullish on Bitcoin, it's hilarious. Ethereum. Take a look at Ethereum here as well. I think that they're also giving away some Ethereum as well. I don't see a code for Ethereum, but if you get $50 of Bitcoin when you sign up. I think I can't sign up for Voyager because I'm in New York, or I would have too. But that's unfortunate. But for you non-New Yorkers, please indulge in that $50 of free Bitcoin. I mean, I don't know who else is giving you free Bitcoin. ETH doing its thing. Consolidated a little bit, took a dip with Bitcoin. It's making its way up slowly. It's doing this thing. They golden crossed already. Take a look at this. This is what happens when you golden cross. Let me show you. Ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you. Take a look at this. Golden cross happened around here. To this point right here. Look at that 47% move. We have that kind of move with Bitcoin trading at, let's say golden cross is around 46, right? 46,000. 46,000 times 1.46. We could be back into the $67,000 area. After that golden cross goes through. It could be huge. It could be a huge move. I appreciate you, buddy. Oh, hold on. Click the wrong one. Jeff, I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, Cali and New York, man. The coastal states have such high restrictions on it. I can't even buy Bitcoin through either of my brokerages. The stock, I mean. Bitcoin's not a stock, buddy. Bitcoin's a kind of like a coin. What brokerage are you using, Blazin? And what state are you? Oh, you're Canadian. Wait, there's definitely people in Canada that could buy crypto. Have you tried Gemini? Have you tried Coinbase? I know those guys. I know people in Canada that have crypto. There's got to be a way for you to get crypto. Oh, BTC USD. BTC USD is just showing you Bitcoin converted into dollars. It's not a stock. It's just Bitcoin. Showing just the price of Bitcoin in dollars. There's probably BTC CAD where you come from. We're showing you Bitcoin's price on the Canadian scale. So just keep an eye on that. That's what that means. That's what BTC USD means. That's what also other stuff means. All right, X. I promised X. Let's talk about it. X is steel, US steel. Good old American steel. Look at this. Look at this. Came to the 50% fib level and had a small bounce. You want to hold that 25-55 area, ladies and gentlemen, with steel. You have to hold that level. If you can't hold that level, it will begin going into a descent. The infrastructure bill vote, last I saw the vote is in September, the end of this month, actually. September 24th, if I remember correctly. I have a little screenshot that I took of it. All right, I can't find it. But that's okay. So that's there. Really quickly, I think it needs to hold this level. If it doesn't, it'll begin its descent. But it looks like today did good. you might see it trade sideways for a bit in this box here. But again, U.S. Steel is a company and a stock that I like a lot for the infrastructure bill. It's not something that I'm really worried about. I wouldn't trade options on this one. I would do literally comments. Smack that like button. We are 9 away from 100, ladies and gentlemen. We're 9 away from 100. There's 200 of you amazing folks in here. You want to help me, help you, smack that like button. Especially if you're asking questions, like there's got to be a little bit of a give and take here, right? Nothing in life is free, and all we're asking for you is to hit the like button. So if you can't do that for me, why should I spend the time going through it? Stocks for you. My boy Dennis, what's up, my man? Dennis W. Alexander III with his master's degree coming through. What are you doing, buddy? What's going on with you? Have you hit GM yet? No, man. I've been waiting for you this whole time. Where have you been? Let's take a look at GameStop. GameStop, not great earnings yesterday. Missed EPS, but rallied a bit today. Didn't descend. Broke out of its pattern. Held the 50 MA. Excuse me. Held the 21 MA, but the 90 MA has been proven to be resistance for our friend here. So it just does not want to get above there. Look, you need a catalyst. You need them to come out and talk about their NFT platform. You need them to come out and say something positive. You need to come out and say, oh, us and AMC, the partnership is this. Without that, you're selling video games out of a store. People eventually get tired. They'll be like, all right, I had enough of this, man. I'm good. Like, thank you, but no thank you. Like, you're not going to the moon. Like, what am I going to do with you? People get impatient. People want money now. People are impatient. AMC Nation, on the other hand, is look, we're going back to the 50s. Look at that. AMC's chugging its way back to the 50s. If you guys have been with, I've been with you guys on this AMC journey forever now. Like, this was the first channel where we gave you unbiased information on AMC. It wasn't someone who was like, buy AMC, it's going to $1 million, or buy AMC, it's going to 100, it's going to $1. Don't buy AMC. We just came in with unbiased information. And look at that. Everything is playing out exactly like we discussed. Came down to the zero, consolidated, broke above this level point right here, traded sideways for a bit, broke above, it's trading sideways. Look, remember what I told you guys last time. Look, I made the mistake. You got to always lock in your indicator or your drawing if you got your drawing, not your indicator. There it is. So let me lock it. Look, you're dancing on the 50%. If you can get above the 50%, we're going to see AMC make moves. But again, you need volume. And volume is there-ish. I'm going to turn off a few indicators so we can kind of just scale a little bit there. But now I want my 50 MA. But look at that. You've established support on the 90 MA. You've regained the 50 MA as support after it was resistance for forever. You regained it. It's good. It's doing its thing. It's making its moves. I do have another meeting in 10 minutes. So with that being said, NNMD for the long term. If you're very patient, I would say yes for the long term for that one. Just take a look at how cannabis is working out, my friend. Cannabis is having a hard time. These guys are magic mushrooms. They're even harder than cannabis. It has been having a very hard time. It uplisted, popped, got like a pump from Kevin O'Leary. Now it's tumbling down. What I'm worried about is this gap. Look, you're filling this gap. Let me draw this gap here. And again, I'm not trying to deter you. This is the thing. One thing I've always promised viewers of this show is I'll bring you my honesty, and I'd imagine that's what you guys want from me is honesty, right? And you don't want me to come on here and wave. I'm not a cheerleader. There's a lot of people on Twitter that could be your cheerleader. I'm not going to be that. I'm going to be honest with you because my honesty has saved a lot of people money and made a lot of people money. And that's who I am and how I operate is honesty. That's the only thing I can bring you is honesty. Your gap will probably get filled. This gap will probably fill, which means it'll probably come down to the 2.2 area. If you kind of come here, now I haven't drawn this perfectly, but if you took at the high point of this candle, it's 2.1. So this will probably come down and fill the gap unless there's some sort of news for Mind Medicine. Again, I've got no positions. I've got no puts. I don't even think you can play options, but the options are open interest so low, it's worthless for me to play them, right? Like, what am I going to do with an 8-cent option? Like, it's not, even if it runs 100%, I make $8. It's not worth it for me unless I buy hundreds of thousands of calls or comments. So don't think that I'm trying to deter you or say anything. But if you're in it for the long term, aim for the $2 area to buy in, maybe if it can establish support. But this gap is already starting to get filled in the downward direction. Your MACD is already curling down. Your RSI is down strongly. You need volume, and volume, unfortunately, is The sellers are in control of the volume. So that being said, a few plugs before we head out. Do me a solid, folks. If you're going to do one thing, just one thing for me, go to my YouTube channel at ryanstocks.com and subscribe. I need your help. I got a lot of fantastic content coming out there. I'm going to be on there. We do a podcast there weekly, every single week on Wednesdays. Date might be moving to Sundays, but we'll have to see. Weekly podcast there. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, do that as well. I've got a ton of educational videos on the YouTube channel, by the way, that you can kind of learn about CPI, learn about most of your favorite stocks. I've probably done a video on them. SoFi, someone was asking about SoFi. Someone was asking about weed naps. I've done videos on Tesla, ton of videos on that. Crypto, it's a ton of crypto. GameStop's, we went through GameStop's earnings yesterday in the podcast we did. So there's a lot of stuff in there for you that if you guys want to take advantage of, and support me by hitting the subscribe button. It's YouTube's not kind to people who have under 1 million subscribers. So just that being said, subscribe to that channel. It'll mean the world to me. Blazin, appreciate you. Fatal, appreciate you, my friend. Oh, Fatal Jalapeno, fantastic name. I just realized what that was. Snook, appreciate you. What would you say is the best cannabis stock? Weed maps. That's the one. It's the one that does not depend on. It's the one cannabis stock that does not care if cannabis becomes legal. If cannabis becomes legal, they make a ton more money. If it doesn't become legal, they've already put up the infrastructure to be able to continue to keep making money. So this is the one cannabis stock that I do not like. It's the only cannabis stock that I've been buying. It's the only cannabis stock that I will hold until legalization goes through, and then I'll probably not have to do deep dives to see what's worth it. But right now, that's the only one. Ryan's the truth has never led me wrong, and it's real lessons, not just tickers. Dennis, I appreciate you, brother. It's been an honor working with you, man. It's really been an honor. Ticker is MAPS, M-A-P-S. M-A-P-S is the ticker for weed maps. But please don't just buy it blindly because I said it. You subscribe to the channel. It's an 8-minute video, deep dive. Take a look at it, see what's there, and then just learn. If you like it, then buy it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is, I'm very active. I try to talk to you guys a lot. Give me a follow. If you guys want access to the Patreon, shoot me a DM. My DMs are open. Shoot me a DM. Be like, hey, I want access to the Patreon. I'm serious. I want to learn. Shoot me a DM to do that, because if it's full, I can't allow too many more people in there because I don't want to get overfilled. I'm not trying to build a 3,000 person Discord. It's maximum 250 at a certain point, and I've already bent that law a little bit this month by like 3 people. And I don't like breaking my own rules. So if you guys want access to that, shoot me a DM. Be like, hey, I'm serious. I'll open a Tesla slot here for you. Just let me know that you're serious about trading, learning, and making money, and doing what you got to do and being a part of a supportive team. Do that, and we can have a lot of fun together. RyanStocks.com is where all these are, and Twitter. Instagram, I'm dropping some. I dropped a options call there for some puts that ran about 100%. So if you guys want, you can follow there. The platform I was using was Webull. Sign up, get 2 free stocks. You can only deposit $1 and get 2 free stocks. Robinhood, it's available if you guys want your 1 free stock. Sign up and connect your bank account, get 1 free stock. You want free Bitcoin, Gemini and Coinbase does it, as well as the Voyager. Use promo code ZING, get that there, and we can rock and roll together, folks. So thank you all so much for coming, watching, supporting. We made it to 108 likes. I really means the world to me. Paulina, thank you so much. It means the world to hear that. You guys are amazing. I hope to see you guys next week. This has been streaming on Benzinga has been a gift. It's been a gift. Being able to work with you guys, being able to interact with you all, being able to answer your questions, and meeting you all. I've met so many good people, like Dennis. I've met Jeff, Paulina. You guys, Snook. You guys have just been so kind to me, just coming back every session and watching. So I hope I can continue to do more of this with you guys. I love Benzinga, the network, the platform. You guys, I showed you my Twitter. I'll show it to you again. It's not meant to brag, but I want to show you. Like, I've got 14.6 thousand followers. When I started on Benzinga, I had less than 4,000 followers. Jason Raznick and Luke and Mitch and Aaron, they took you guys know him as a producer AB. They took a huge chance on me by giving me a show on the channel. So, and I said, you know what, I'll do it, and I'm going to make sure I can do the best show I can for the Zinger Nation and family. And I've clearly grown a lot since then, and I love it. And I've been approached by other networks like, hey, come do it with us. And I'm like, no, I'm sticking around with Benzinga because Benzinga is the only platform. Every other platform that I talked to was like, we're going to need you to talk about this stock and talk about that. I was like, no, No, Benzinga lets me come on here and talk about whatever I want. I could talk about these guys interviewed people in the last session that I come on and I'm like, I hate that stock. So that's the kind of freedom there. And I don't get paid to do this. I do this for 100% voluntarily because I love Zinger Nation. I love the exposure. I love being able to work with you guys. The exposure to my platforms that I get through this, clearly it's helped me as a trader and on YouTube, not trader, but on YouTube and all this stuff. And meeting you guys has been a blessing. It's really good to meet awesome people like you guys and work with you all. So I appreciate you all. STBC, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Kathleen Duke, you're amazing. Thank you so much for coming and watching. You guys are fantastic. You guys have been truly fantastic to me. And don't forget, one more time before we round it out, I want to remind you that you can get $50 of free Bitcoin when you use the code ZING on Voyager. Use the link in the description. Get your $50 if you can. I know some places don't allow for Voyager, but go for it. Do that. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Zinger Nation, love you guys. Thank you again for the opportunity to work with you all. It's been great. Bye-bye.